Are we live? We're live. I think we're live coming from the main channel to the second channel. Got quite a mess over here now from the unboxing video. All right, we're live. We're good. Hey, Produce. Oh, sweet. Just got a message from Craig. The new video is going to be good. We did a video together the other night. Did a recipe for my cookbook. All right, so how's everyone doing? If you guys did not catch my last video, we were just live on the main channel, and I told you guys I'd come over here. So now we're hanging out over here. We did an unboxing over there, and we can just talk about whatever over here, I guess. If you guys still have questions or want to hang out, here I am. Ask me any questions, I guess. 25-year vegan. Got my hair chopped recently in the last video. It all comes off and it goes to Wigs for Kids. So a good donation. Hey, Marina. How's it going? Are you still traveling through Russia? Hey, Deneen. So, do I sleep with a mask on? I don't. This is just my face, you know. Can I do a muckadoo with my family? I could find out. Maybe we could do one of those. I just filmed a video with Katie, so you guys can all go over and check out her channel. I don't think my brother edited that video yet, but we filmed it on my good camera and I gave him the footage. So that should be fun. You didn't get the alert for the unboxing. So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and then you hit the bell, and then to the right of the bell, it should say all or personal, or I forget the last one, but make sure it says all. And then you should always get my notifications. Some layers on my hair would look better. Yeah, I know. It's like Belinda said, it's a blunt cut. It just, I should have done the layer thing. But I didn't. But I still have a lot of time to do it because I'm not going to cut it again for a long time. Marmaduke is late to the party. Yeah, you're late to the party because you missed our live unboxing on the main channel. So, you know. Do I like Chipotle's vegan burritos? I do. I did a whole video segment on my Instagram channel about those. Yeah, Katie, I don't know if I saw her last video, but the one before that where she says, "Dad, hold your horses." That was funny. But if you're not already, go over. They would love it if you guys subscribed to her channel and checked it out. And I'm going to be on one of their upcoming videos. I brought something new over there and we all tasted it and had some fun. And we also did a video together. Yeah, I'm most excited about the video for yesterday. See, I'm scrambling over here because I have all these videos that I want to put out before Halloween, because after Halloween, they're kind of irrelevant. So I filmed one yesterday, but I also filmed one the other day, and I only post on Mondays and Thursdays. So it looks like we're going to, maybe I'll throw another one in there and give you guys an extra one. But right now, we have one coming out tomorrow, and then one coming out on Halloween. And they're kind of time sensitive, so I'd like to put the one that I filmed yesterday on tomorrow, but I can't. I got to do the other one first. So it's all about following a schedule. Marina is reached her destination point and she's gonna head out to eat. Ooh, where are you gonna go eat? What are you gonna have? Russian food? You should get pizza. Yeah, Katie's pretty funny. Hold your horses. No, Katie actually just got glasses, so they're brand new for her. Yep. So no real new updates as far as Vegan Zombie goes. Vegan Zombie got bit by a tick yesterday, 2 days ago. So if it's anything like Spider-Man, I might have superpowers coming soon. I don't know. His home country. Didn't you say you're going to the Ukraine? Marmaduke, you can't see. You also told me that you sent a couple comments that we never saw either. So that's... Is it just where you live? Is that it? Or are you just always out on like unsecure... No, I don't know. Just never mind. It's always bad when your connection sucks. So my stream apparently went out twice in the last video. And my live over on the main channel. How'd I get bit by a tick? Well, it bit me. It just bit me. I did a photo shoot with my friend out in the woods, and that was early in the day. That was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and like late night, like 11:30 at night, here I am laying on the couch watching Halloween, and then all of a sudden I felt something on my chest right up here. Still hurts. And I went like this and I scratched it, and it felt like maybe like, I don't know, like an ingrown hair or something. So I jumped up and I went and I looked in the mirror in the bathroom, and it was like this dark thing. And I was like, what the heck's that? It was a tick. It just bit me. Pulled it out, still alive, put it in a little bag. Because I don't know if they need to test it or whatever for Lyme disease. But yeah, I got it as soon as it bit me. It hurt, and now it still hurts. And I had never, ever been bit by a tick before, until now. Vegan hot dogs. Your apartment is haunted with the Wi-Fi ghosts. So you got to be in the bathroom the whole time to have any kind of good connection. That's not ideal. Yes, I've been stung by a bee. But the last time I was stung by the bee, I was like 5 or 6 years old. Haven't been stung since. Oh, you can hear my munching? Sorry. What other kind of news do we have over here? I felt like I told pretty much everything over on the main channel. What am I eating? Well, good question. I'm eating the Made in Nature mango snacks. Organic mango. So... very healthy, delicious snack. And they come in these little individuals. And you can pick them up at Target. Golden Corral has roasted, I've never been there, jalapenos, baked whole sweet potatoes. Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew. Marmaduke, you got Lyme from a tick. So do you still have it? Is it like, or did it go away? Is it curable? Like what? I've heard so many different. Another vegan YouTuber is eating meat. So basically, he's another YouTuber, not a vegan YouTuber. And Sun Droot Dan, he actually ate a beef burger on camera. So he's not a vegan, I guess. See, if I did that, what would you call me? Not the vegan zombie anymore. You would just call me the zombie. But I would never do that. Am I satisfied with my new hair? I'd rather it be longer, but I'm satisfied that I was able to donate it, but it's a little too short right now for me. What am I doing here? I'm grabbing the wrong thing. Francie likes the blunt cut. See, I don't like the blunt cut. I feel like how Craig described Max, Lord Farquaad from Shrek. Yeah. Sunfruit Dan. What's up, Laura? How's it going? It's a nice, beautiful fall day here. It is a little rainy though, but those leaves were coming down. If you want to check it out, I posted a little boomerang on my Instagram story, the vegan zombie. Yes. Did I? Did I? Oh yeah, I did. Nice fall. The leaves were coming down. I mean, you know how that is. It's gravity, you know. These are really good, by the way. Mango. Why didn't I get layers? I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe I was just like in a hurry. I just was like, nah, you don't have to do that. Just nah. I actually wanted to get up right there, and she's like, nope, I'm not gonna let you leave with your hair crooked like that, you know, because it's, you know, that's her work, so she had to like level it up and everything. And I was like, for whatever reason, like, oh, I'm good. I probably can't find it now, but on my Facebook memories, I got a memory today from when I first started growing my hair. It was from 7 years ago. And it was the beginning of when I decided to start growing my hair out. So I don't think I can find it again. I don't know how to do the memory thing. I just got the memory up here. Yeah, I can't find it. But it's true. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can find... Well, at least I can try. Oh, I got some cool videos to put out, guys. But they're not going to be out for a little while. But I'm working on some really good ones that I'm excited about. You guys already saw that one. I'm just trying to look for some... No, I don't look like Lord Farquhar, but that's how my hair feels in my brain. So Marmaduke, you technically still have it. That's unfortunate. Well, I was told by a couple people and by looking it up that I guess they need to be attached to you for a couple days before they start feeding and before they are able to transmit the disease. And I pulled mine off as soon as it bit me. So... Maria, I agree. Maria says a lot of these ex-vegans only went vegan for views. There's a lot of them out there that just started getting a lot of views because they thought that veganism was in and it was getting them views, and then they decided they weren't going to be vegan anymore after, getting lots of vegan subscribers that would watch them and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a bummer, and it makes vegans look bad because then it's just more fuel for anti-vegans to be like, look, they couldn't do it. They couldn't. But there's always those people out there. There always has been, but there's still steadily a lot more people going vegan and staying vegan than they're. No, I don't know where they're coming up with these ridiculous numbers and statistics about people that are not vegan anymore. I think a lot of it has to do with like maybe vegetarians and stuff, not so much vegans. Vegans go vegan for specific reasons and become they know why they're living the lifestyle, whereas like a vegetarian, they're still consuming animal products, so it's easier to accidentally slip, because they're already continuing to eat dairy and milk and eggs and stuff like that, so it's not a big deal for them, whereas a vegan is completely different. So you think I have an Aragorn look right here? The Vigo look? He went to school not far from here where I live. And he's been sighted around here a few times as well. At the mall. Oh, so you didn't even... Yeah, and you were a lot younger, too. Did they have ticks back then? Oh, yeah, okay, so Sunfruit, dance crazy, drinks his own urine and turpentine, but... yeah, I can't with those guys. That, totally, if they're doing that and then they're giving advice and then not being vegan, like, I mean, come on. I mean, I knew not to drink my own urine from the time I was a baby. You don't do that. You don't drink. You drink some water, but don't drink your urine. I mean, I know they had to do it for Apollo 11, but that was a certain situation. They were in the middle of space. They had to do it. But yeah, if you don't have to do it, don't do it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's not, you know, some people might not be eating animal products. That doesn't mean they're vegan. And when I say that, it's just maybe they're not eating animal products for that day or that week, but they're totally open to doing it like another, that's, I don't know. I I agree with you there, Produce. Another YouTuber who posted a video strongly saying not everyone can be vegan because of health issues. I don't find that to be true. It might be a process for it to work. I mean, I do agree that everybody's different and certain things work for certain people, but I do believe, and so do the leading doctors, that everybody can be vegan. Maybe they can't eat all the same foods as you, but you can absolutely be vegan. There's nothing to say like, you definitely have to go kill that cow and eat it, and you definitely got to drink that milk and eat that Swiss cheese, and then drink the cottage cheese. Drink the cottage cheese. Don't just eat it. Drink it. That's disgusting. But anyway, I don't buy it. We are not astronauts. Even if we are, we're not, right? And I mean, that's my day job. I'm an astronaut. I think anybody can be vegan. And I think everybody should be vegan. And then there's like, you know, it's not like, I mean, we've said this a million times, but it doesn't equate to health, but there's definitely, you can be I think you can be the healthiest on a vegan diet, but you can also be unhealthy. But I think everything is available for you to be the healthiest you can be as a vegan. And that's what I strive to do. You know, I try not to be the junk food vegan. I try to show people that, you know, look how healthy I can be as a long-term vegan. And we all know, I mean, it's science, and it should be pretty common now that to diminish some of the leading causes of death and disease in this country and many other countries, the vegan diet, the plant-based diet, is your best bet to reverse or reduce heart disease, diabetes, cancers, obesity. I mean, Linda's eating Sour Patch Kids right now. See, she's doing it. She's doing it without the gelatin. Vintage ticks, I mean, they probably existed with the monocles and the gloves. Leah. Do I avoid refined white flour and refined sugar? I mean, I don't go out of my way to do it, but I mostly do it. But there's certain occasions that I'll eat something that probably has refined flours and stuff like that. So it's not like 100% of the time, and that's fine with me. For the most part, I strive to eat really healthy foods, but again, it's not 100% of the time, and I don't make it a battle in my head to like, oh my God, I can't do this or I can't do that. But my everyday life is, you know, I found a really good balance, and you know, the last few blood work tests I got were completely, pretty much perfect, and that's, you know, eating pretty healthy, but not 100%. So yeah, you'll see me at times eating processed foods and stuff like that, but it's not the norm. And maybe I don't cook with or add any oils into my foods, but I'll eat something that, like, maybe I'll put some Miyoko's cheese on my pizza or something. So, you know, it's a balance. Yeah, Jorge, I believe I had the vegetable samosas from Trader Joe's, I think. Well, I think anybody can do it. You can do whatever you put your mind to, you know? I mean, when I think about it, you know, people think that, oh, I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that, but, you know, I gave up meat when I was 14 years old. So I didn't have a lot of guidance or direction to help me with that, and I made it happen as a 14-year-old kid with you know, I didn't have a job then, you know, like I just kind of was overly stubborn. Like, I put my mind to this, I'm doing this. So I'm not going to like have, technically my parents still were able to, tell me what to do. I still lived in their house, but they weren't going to force feed me, So I basically learned to make things around the house. That's when I started learning to cook, I learned to make my own foods. That's probably the time that I started cooking on my own. Although I was interested in cooking when I was a little bit younger, because I remember having a Berenstain Bears cookbook. So it was like an all cartoon cookbook, and I remember vividly, I can see it right now in my mind. There was like, they were making cookies, and I was like, even though they were like a cartoon cookie, I'm like, these look really good. I want to make these. I mean, if they're doing it, I want to do it. Because the kids are doing it. The kid, they're bears, and I want to do it. I'm not a bear, but I could do this. So that's when I was first like interested in cooking, and it was basically like cookies and stuff like that. And I would watch my mom make cookies all the time. But yeah, when I was 14, that's when I actually physically started cooking, and it was a lot of like rice and pastas and stuff like that. And I still, I remember. Just experimenting. Like, I would boil the water for my rice, and this is before I was vegan, so I was a vegetarian, so no meat, but I would still eat. So I put like a couple slices of singles of cheese in the water and let that boil, because normally I wouldn't do that, but like I'm like, I'm gonna put that in there, and then I'm like, let's different spices. I put some oregano and dried oregano, dried basil and parsley and different things in there, and then I'd pour the rice in it and I'd cook it, and it would come out and it'd be like this seasoned cheesy rice, and I'm like, oh, I totally made that on my own. That's better than anything my mom ever made. And no offense, Mom. And that's pretty much when I started learning to cook. I'm like, well, what else can I do? And I started just experimenting with everything in the kitchen. And then a few years later, I went vegan. I'm like, oh, this is totally doable. I didn't think it was doable, but it is. It's doable, and here I am doing it. And every day since, I have never questioned whether I was going to be vegan or not. I've only questioned, like, what am I going to make today? What am I going to eat today? But never once in the last 25 years have I said, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can be vegan today. Or, man, I don't think I have enough money to be vegan today. And I've been pretty broke and pretty poor, but I've always found a way to not eat animal products. So, I don't know. I think it can be done by anybody if that's what you choose. It's basically this way. Like, I know a lot of people will give excuses and complain and everything like that, but it's for me, and I think other people can apply this too. I think it's as simple as saying to yourself that animal products are not food. Don't consider them food. If you were in a survival situation where you could only eat certain things and the other things, if you ate, would kill you, like, let's just pretend that, I would be sure that you would eat the things that would not kill you and you would survive. But let's just pretend like, the animal products are no different than like this water bottle. Like, I can't eat this water bottle. I'm not going to eat it. I can't. So that's the same way in my brain that I think of animal products. I can't eat that because it's not food. So if I tell myself that, then it's so much easier to say, well, what can I eat? So if that could possibly help you guys to go vegan or stay vegan, then, do that. And I've always said ever since I was a little kid that, your mind is a very powerful thing. You make your own decisions. No matter what anybody else says, you make those decisions. So you absolutely can decide to eat the things, or you can decide not to eat the things. And then if you decide not to eat them because you're vegan, then you just say to yourself, well, I'm hungry. If I can't eat this, what am I going to eat? Well, I just go and eat something else. But what if you're craving like pizza that's not vegan? Make vegan pizza. Make pizza that is vegan. Because it's so easy to do. Just make something. Make a version. If you're craving something, make a vegan version of whatever you're craving, and then you'll be fine because you'll satisfy your craving, but you're eating something that's vegan. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's so easy when you put that to use. From We've been taught a certain way. We've been taught, like, okay, so think of it this way also. Like, you wouldn't eat your dog or your cat, because that's just insane. But the only reason that is insane is because we were brought up to think that that's how it should be. But what if you were brought up to think that all animals were just like your dog and cat? So why would you eat a pig or a chicken or a cow or a fish or any other animal when you wouldn't do it to your dog or your cat or somebody else's dog and cat? Let's just say you have no bond with that dog or cat because it's not your dog or cat. It's somebody else's, not even your friend or your family member. It's just some random person's dog or cat. You wouldn't eat that dog or cat. But you have no problem eating a cow or a pig or a chicken. So when you start to think about it like that, it's like it really does make sense. It makes sense that it never made sense in the first place, if that makes sense. Have I ever had stitches, Chris? I have had stitches, yes. All right. Let's see. When I was a little kid, I believe that I was pushed down the stairs and my head sliced open on a gate right here. So I have like a little bald spot right here on top of my head. I wonder if I can show you. Probably not. Anyway, there's a line where I had to have stitches as a kid. And also, I was about 2 or 3. This is kind of a funny story. This is why I can't really say. For the longest time, I hated the color green. I don't mind green anymore. I like green now. But for many, many years, I did not like the color green. And because I was 2 or 3, so I wasn't vegan, I wasn't vegetarian, I was just a little tiny little toddler, and I was eating, of all things, a bologna sandwich. And I was leaning my head on a loose leaf table that my parents had, eating my sandwich. And it wasn't propped up, it wasn't reinforced right, and it fell, and when it fell, it sliced my chin open right here. And if my beard wasn't growing out, I could show you that little. You probably might even be able to see it. Anyway, I had to go to the emergency room, and I'm one of those people that have a really good memory. Even as a 2 or 3-year-old, I remember this. Okay, I went in there. I wasn't crying, but I needed stitches, and the doctor came in and said, "Hi, Chris, what's your favorite color?" And I said, "Green." And then he came back with this Velcro thing and wrapped it all around me like this. And I was like completely, I couldn't do anything. I was just totally wrapped up in like claustrophobic. I don't know what they're called. Maybe some of you guys know what that is. But he wrapped me up in it, Velcroed it. And I was like completely, I was immobilized. And then he did the stitches on me. And it was obviously so because I was a little kid. So I wouldn't be moving around and squirming while he tried to do stitches on me. I don't know if they still do this to kids, but back in the 70s, that's what they did. And after that, I never liked green again. I did not like green again. And then I probably needed stitches for my hand right here, but I didn't get them. My friend had those weed clippers like this, and when he clipped my thumb right there, and it went straight down almost to the bone, and I was a teenager, so I'm like, I'm not getting stitches, and I just kind of like put a butterfly band-aid on it, and you know what I did? I was a hardcore skateboarder, so I couldn't move I realized that if I moved my hand, it kept opening up, so I needed to not move my hand, so I grabbed a skateboard wheel of my skateboard, like just the wheel, and I just kind of put it in my hand like this. And I'm like, and I remember we went to the mall because one of my friends was old enough to drive. So we went to the mall, and I was like, look, you're the one that did this to me. So I don't want to look ridiculous holding a skateboard wheel wherever we go. So guess what? You're going to hold one too. And he's like, all right. So we both held the skateboard wheel. I should have had stitches, but I didn't. And then the other time that I needed to have stitches, I was in a fight, but it was kind of like not really fair because I got sucker punched like really hard right here. And I had braces. And I I realized that I got punched, and I pulled my cheek out of my braces, and my tongue could pretty much go through my cheek, and I was like, oh man. And I still have that, like, right there. I had to go, this is I still remember the clothes I was wearing, everything. It was the summer of, I graduated from 6th grade and I was going into 7th grade. And I went to the emergency room, and they put a cloth over my face like this, and he did stitches on me. And after that, for like another week, I couldn't eat anything. I could only like slurp out of a straw. And, yeah, sometimes every once in a while, if it kind of hurts, it like feels weird now, but for the most part, I don't feel it. And that's it. So far after that, I've never had stitches after that. So that was kind of a long story for a simple question. Hope I answered it. Oh yeah, so Mel, that's probably very similar to what happened with me, how they wrapped this up. I don't know if anybody. Well, yeah, you got red hair too. People tell me I have red hair, but I really feel like it's brown. But people say it's red. A straight jacket. It wasn't straight. It wasn't straight up a straight jacket, but yeah. I don't know if anybody answered my question. Oh, a papoose. Yes, that's what it was. That's what it was, guys. Earthly Ned said, you give a baby a carrot and a bunny, and the baby will play with the bunny and eat the carrot. That's funny because Gary Yourofsky said that years and years and years and years ago about an apple and a bunny. So I think Earthly Ned just like reformulated that. Yes. Who pushed me? My childhood friend. His name was Mikey. And he's not imaginary. He's a real dude. Let's see. I scrolled up for a little bit to try to read some of those questions. Where am I at? Well, Trini, why are you saying, oh my God? Jeez. Oh my God. Jeez. Let's see what else. So yeah, it sucks that there's a little bit of a lag here, so I'm not really sure what people are responding to. I didn't answer who pushed me. Yeah. Yeah, I think my hair has a little bit of red in it. And my beard is definitely red. Auburn. So, I mean, the only good thing about it is I guess that's the most expensive. So when you look at like how much hair is worth, that's the most expensive hair is auburn hair. So I guess I got an expensive head of hair. Somebody's going to kidnap me and shave my head. I know it. An apple and a bunny makes more sense with a carrot. How so? I think they're interchangeable. I think it's the fact that you got a piece of fruit or a veggie and then a playful animal or a furry animal or any animal. Well, I just looked it up and it said that Auburn was the most expensive. I think I might be part Scottish. Maybe, but I don't think, I mean, from what I know, if the ancestry is correct, I'm half Irish, and then the rest is like Italian, English, and German. Oh, the Stitches story. Okay. Yeah, but we're not talking about the bunny eating the carrot. We're talking about the little kid. Is the little kid going to play with the bunny or eat the bunny? And is it going to play with the carrot or eat the carrot? So I guess they're interchangeable, the apple and the carrot. I was just saying that Mr. Yourofsky said it first. Manic Panic. I used to get that when I was a kid. I think I had red hair when I did that that story I told you guys about how I went hitchhiking. And I also had blue hair. I had blue hair in one of my I don't know if it was my junior year or my senior year. My picture, I had an ID card where I had really long blue hair, different long than I have now. It was like a skater cut, so it was shaved around the sides and like a long on top. You know, trying to be a skater. You know, trying to be like Tony Hawk or Gleam in the Cube back in the day. What's up, Crystal? Vegan makeup share. I think that's how FBI tests if someone would grow out to be a psychopath, right? The color of their hair, or if they would eat a rabbit. Yeah, almost exactly, Leah. So my dad is like 100% Irish, and then my mom's like a mixture. So I'm a mixture of both. What's up? Heather is haunted. What are we talking about? We're talking about all kinds of things. We're talking about veganism. We're talking about when Chris got stitches. We're talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. My hair getting cut off. I went to a really cool pumpkin farm yesterday. Can't wait to do that video. Yeah, Crystal, keep posting content. You do good content. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're my go-to whenever I want to know about vegan beauty products. Like if there was like a hair product or something like that. Or if somebody's asking me about it, I'll just be like, oh, my friend could tell you the answer to that. You watched the movie Strangers last night and it was so frightening. I saw that years ago. It was... I forget who was in it. Who was in it? Wasn't it like Luke Wilson or something? Or maybe... the sun has just come out, so it's not raining anymore. Nice fall day. All the leaves are nice and different colors here in central New York. Yeah, there's definitely vegan hair dye, so. What's for lunch? It's like 4 o'clock here. My lunch is pretty much most people's dinner. What is my Halloween costume this year? Julie wants to know. I will let you guys know when it happens after Halloween. No, I don't know for sure, but I think it might be... You know, usually I'm a vampire, and I have my vampire teeth somewhere around here. I think they're over here. Oh, they're right there. Vampire teeth. Maybe I could put those in for a more of a Halloween. I got these made, custom made. Best $45 I ever spent. They checked all the stuff that they used for this. They were completely 100% vegan, and they took a mold of my teeth. That's what my teeth look like. And these are you just pop them off here. And you put them in there. And now, here I'll do my best vampire thing. Ready? I don't have the eyes though. I don't have the... Do you like being food for the immortals? But I might be a Dementor, you know? Who knows? Or maybe I'll be a vampire Dementor. We went... well, I'm going to be posting the video, but I'll just tell you one thing. So we went to this pumpkin farm yesterday, and Katie was there, and we were going through this spooky corn maze, which wasn't spooky at all, but she was kind of scared to go through it, and she was being really scared, you know, but she's a little girl, so I was like, Katie, you don't have to be afraid to go through this. You know why? Because we're all here with you, and guess what? You're with the vegan zombie. I'm the scariest one here. Let's go. She's like, okay. So... What company made my vampire teeth? Oh, you know what? It's in one of my videos. Let's find it. It's something Jack. I remember Horror Jack or something. Let's see if I can find it. It was I could probably pull it right up. Well, can I? Yeah, of course I can. I'm reading the questions over here. Okay. You guys can hear this, right? Of course, probably. All right, so let's check this out real quick. So this is a Scaricon that I usually go to. Oh, it's not. It didn't start at the beginning. So I go here usually every year, and this was this year right now. All right, guys, I'm here at Scaricon 2017 at Turning Stone Casino. I've been to almost every one of these events except for last year, and I have my own Night of the Creeps. I met Sid Haig here, by the way. Can you guys all hear this?
Always dealing with ghosts and monsters.
There's Bill Moseley, and there's the guy that says, "We're coming to get you, Barbara." He wrote Night of the Living Dead with George Romero.
Straight in front of us we have Sid Haig, Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses.
I get to meet Sid. Right there, there's Sid. Rest in peace, Sid.
I think there's a vegan option somewhere. But I get frustrated with chicken wings and pizza.
I'm with Craig.
The Frankenstein kind of looks like a little bit like Phil Dunphy, the dad.
Okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, here we go. This is where
His YouTube channel.
I got my fangs.
What's the channel called?
The Vegan Zombie.
Horror Show Jack.
The Vegan Zombie.
Do you know I saw there was a vegan zombie in a movie. I know, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird that he's a vegetarian. Day of the Dead Part 2. That had nothing to do with...
Check this out. These guys, like, know who I am. The guys that were in Rob Zombie's movies, I went to ask them a question. They already knew who I was. I was like, holy crap.
Right now, Sid Haig and Bill Moseley are over there speaking. So
Listen to this. I ask a question.
of what they're talking about.
Is your Michael Myers supernatural? Is there
The little Michael Myers from Halloween.
Like the original, like he's
Well,
clearly like
if
indestructible.
you want to get into that,
Yeah.
maybe while he was in the asylum, he did some sort of like super deep meditation.
Yes,
He had the time.
yes, totally.
And he worked on connecting to the part of your brain that makes you supernatural.
Superhero.
You know,
Superhero type.
So if you want to think about it in that way, that's probably how that would have been done.
Tell us what you're doing now, so we can get that. Yeah,
well,
please do.
He's doing music now, I think.
Movie-wise, if you guys like me as a killer, go on Amazon and you can rent and buy Ditch Party, like we're ditching school and having a party. So that's a pretty badass movie. I'm also on Netflix with American Vandal, and Huntsville should be dropping pretty soon. But what she's talking about, because I asked her to ask me, is I rap and produce. And I've been rapping and producing for like 2 years, and in 1 week, on Friday the 13th, it's my first time connecting the dots of the fact that I'm Little Michael Myers, and then I'm a dope rapper and producer, and I'm dropping Daig's Halloween project. So look up Daig next week on YouTube, and you'll love at least the music video, if not the song too.
And that's D-A-E-G?
Yep, there you go, D-A-E-G. That's
You guys recognize him from House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects?
I know what I'm doing Friday the 13th. What are you doing, Sid?
Excuse me, I fell asleep there for a minute. What? That's all I do.
Thought you might be going for some Tutti Frutti.
At home. That's it. The moderator just walked away. Okay.
I'm leaving. I'm done.
It's getting a little racy.
Okay, so she asked if anybody wanted to ask any questions, and nobody was asking. So I got up there and I'm like, I got a question for you, and check it out. We'll check it out here.
Questions? Raise your hand. What?
Wow, no questions.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Vegan zombie.
Yeah, when you're working
Boom,
with Rob,
they knew who I was.
Do you all get to eat vegan food? Because I know Rob is vegan himself.
Yes. Lately, you only eat vegan on set.
So, if you heard that, I asked them. First of all, I was really shocked that they knew who I was. They said Vegan Zombie. That guy's in Halloween, and he's in The Walking Dead. I forget his name. But I asked them about if they all eat vegan when they're on Rob Zombie movies, because Rob Zombie is a vegan. And listen to what Sid says. Here we go. Bring it back over.
I haven't eaten a vegan in a week.
Both my daughters are vegan, and I prefer the prime rib.
I'm actually basically vegan. I don't make it super strict, but I pretty much eat plant-based foods nowadays.
How's it going?
It is going well. Thanks,
So-
fellas. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Just getting some footage of the event.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah,
Well
Lou
done.
Temple.
Here we are, ScareCon. It's first day in Verona, New York, at the Turning Stone. I'm still waiting for that stone to turn. But it's better than a kidney stone, I'm thinking. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Sherry Moon Zombie likes your shirt. Rob
does.
Zombie likes your shirt.
Yeah.
That is very cool, Lords of Salem.
Love it.
So, very cool. I'm Lou.
You're on set with Rob and Rob Zombie.
Interestingly, when you do his movies and it's time to break for lunch or dinner, a meal, you will be vegan too, just like he is, and it's entirely good. He has great chefs that come in, and it's amazing.
That's awesome.
And he is very vegan, not just vegan, but he's also very aware and conscious of animal rights. So hats off to Rob Zombie and our fair friends, the animals, who don't have
That's
as
awesome.
many rights on their own as we can give them.
So cool.
Super cool.
Someday I'll meet him and I'll ask him about being vegan.
I mean, if you go see him on stage, where he gets that energy from
being
vegetables,
vegan,
I suppose.
right? Yeah.
It's great. He's a cool dude, man. And so are you.
Thank you.
Vegan Zombie.
So are you.
Thank you. Lou Temple, peace out.
Okay, so my friend just snapped me a picture saying you need to show Sid Haig this graffiti that her friend did in Detroit. The person that did the graffiti is Syntax Artist, but here it is. We got some Pennywise, the old, the new, and Sid Haig right there. There he is from Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. So I'm gonna go walk up to him and hopefully he enjoys it. He just told me he ate a vegan last week, so.
Here we go.
A friend that wanted me to show you this. It's a graffiti in Detroit.
Oh, wow. It's a graffiti?
Graffiti, yeah. by this person, syntax artist. Oh shit! Your face is up in Detroit.
All right. You ought to do Twisted.
Twisted.
Twisted. You know the group Twisted?
I didn't know the group.
Twisted. It's a rap group, singing group. They're an offshoot of ICP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've got a big fan base.
Okay.
And they're doing a convention.
I heard you ate a vegan last week. That was good.
That was a good response. I enjoyed that.
All right, man.
Just having fun, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was fun. So, are we still here? Is everybody here? I wonder what else did we see? I'm kind of skimming through this. There's Freddy Krueger. Oh, the whole reason why we were watching this. Let's go back real quick to see my teeth.
About to get some custom-made fangs from Horror Show Jack. See, look at those fangs.
Bing bong.
He didn't have time to make them that day, so he actually sent them to me.
I want to see you move.
I just heard these are not the droids we were looking for.
You want to see Noah, Craig?
Here's the droid we were looking for. Mikey's looking at Jason masks.
Get the Scaricon.
Your first Scaricon.
It was.
What do you think?
I didn't really know what to expect, but it was pretty cool. Although, like, Chris was walking around, he's like, that's that person, that's that person. I was like, yeah. But it was pretty cool, though.
Skeet Ulrich. Matthew Lillard, Scooby-Doo. This was so fun.
Well, let's ask him. I think I see him in the back of the room there.
Yeah, Michael.
Dude,
Hey, Michael.
Hey, that's Big Joe Grizzly's. That's Big Joe Grizzly's jumpsuit. What the hell are you doing there? He's working on a burrito in there. Leave him alone.
I guess we got to win the fight.
Big Joe Grizzly, the trucker. Mother trucker.
That was fun. Anyway, just doing a little flashback Sunday. Oh, and then the other time I went to Stephen King's house. I don't listen to ICP, no. But I am a vampire. Oh, look how little Katie was there. I've never sent Rob Zombie any of my shirts. I wouldn't even know where to send it, but that'd be cool if I could get him one. I not only went to Scaricon, I was part of like Scaricon since they started doing it here. So I would go each year. I had a booth there, and when they first started, I was part of like helping them do that. I was on one of the panels there where we talked about zombies and stuff. So I met a lot of people through Scaricon. That's where I met Dee Wallace. You know, that was probably my best. And there's the picture right up there, E.T. Dee Wallace. So, yeah, I love these fangs. I got these, 2 years ago, and I still got them. So, and then when you're done with them, they go right back on the mold, and he'll make them for you and send them. He'll send you the mold, and then make your teeth for you. And then send them to you. So he sent these to me in the mail after I did it. The what you just saw. And it was well worth it. It was like, what, 45, 50 bucks. He's got all kinds of them, anywhere up to like $110. So I just got like the basic vampire ones. Yeah, they were authentic. How do they not fall out? They are custom made to fit over your teeth. So, I mean, if you pull them out, they'll come out, but they're not going to just fall out. It would be hard to eat with them. I wouldn't eat with them. And yeah, that's what that's what I had before those. I had a pair that they did pretty well for what they were, and they would snap in after that. But these are definitely the best ones I've ever had. Yeah, they're pretty hard like teeth. Let me see. I mean, obviously they're not as hard as enamel, but they are. It's like, I'm not sure what he uses. Porcelain, or I'm not sure, but that's what he does. He makes fangs, and I think they're movie quality, like what they use in the movies. And I think I've already got my money's worth out of them because I wear them. I don't just wear them on Halloween. I wear them more than that. Vending machine. Yeah, they never really. You know what I used to do? When I was a little kid, I'd have like those, the plastic ones that are like 50 cents. And I would snip it in half so I only had the top, not the bottom. And then I would take my bubble gum and stick it in there, and I'll put it on my teeth like that, and I convinced all my friends that I was a vampire. Because it was much easier to convince them that I was a vampire than a werewolf. I don't know Father Sebastian. So, I don't know what else is going on. I mean, we could go over some older videos, I guess. What other kind of Halloween things do we do? If I had those, I'd wear them on a regular basis, not just for Halloween. And I do that. I do. A lot of times. I mean, not a lot of times anymore, but I know exactly where they are. It's not like I lost them and like, oh man, I had those last Halloween, like I do other things. I am. I've never strayed from that. I am still planning on making the movie. It's still in the agenda. It's just not going to happen this year. Mary is in Finland. Thank you for going live. I was actually thinking that. I'm like, if I'm going to go live today, I'm going to do it earlier so I can get everybody, before people start going to bed early. Oh yeah, we get trick-or-treaters in my neighborhood, and I don't think I'm going to be here. I think I'm going to go to my brother's and maybe go trick-or-treating with Katie, just because it's, anytime somebody comes in my yard or knocks on the door, my dogs go crazy, and I'm going to turn the light off, and so they're not barking all night. What is the scariest scene I've ever watched from a horror film? Ooh, I don't know. Scariest scene. You know, at the time that it happened, and again, I like to suspend reality and pretend I'm actually in the moment of the movie. And when I watched The Ring in the movie, the end scene where she comes out of the TV at him, that was pretty terrifying. So if I saw that in real life, that would be pretty terrifying. I don't know. Not a lot scares me these days, so that's hard to say. There's one part in The Conjuring that I thought was pretty scary. And overall, I didn't think the movie was scary, but the one scene where the guy that was the cop or the undercover cop, when he goes out on the porch and the laundry or the sheets are swaying and he walks out there and that girl walks right at him and like he falls, that was pretty scary, I thought. If you guys know what I'm talking about. The clown doll scene in Poltergeist. I met him too. I met Oliver Robin. Actually, I think he's in one of my videos too. I think I asked him about the whole clown scene. Yeah, there he is. I'll pull this up real quick. Yeah, this is years ago. I think my hair was as short there as it is now. So we are on movie number. This is just a horror night at four. Clockwork Orange. I just got some food imported from Strong Hearts Cafe. We have a few movies. This is where. This is the movie theater where I filmed the Indian chickpea dish that I did, and also the French toast, where we go throughout where John is in it and there's tons of zombies. So this is a really cool movie theater.
Over at the Pleaaase, and been doing it for about 6 years now. I'm working with them, and it's a good gig.
Okay, here we go. Hanging out here with Oliver Robin.
Hello there, everyone.
And if you're not familiar with him, he was in Poltergeist. Tell us a fun fact about making that movie.
On that movie, I was terrified pretty much by everything. I was attacked by clown dolls, I was attacked by trees, I was attacked by corpses. So I pretty much was the gamut of the undead that came after me on that film, I think. And I'm really proud to say I survived. You know, it's funny, that's where I actually learned to love making films. Mr. Spielberg gave me a Super 8 camera at the end of production and said, go off and make films. And he became my tutor, and I began making Super 8 claymation movies. My first movie was called Day Packed Beneath the Earth.
Where can we find these movies?
What?
Where can we find the movies?
That actually is nowhere to be found right now. I have to get on the internet now eventually.
Okay.
And it was my very first film when I was 8 years old. My other films I made as a grown-up, I graduated USC Film School, and I've written like Hallmark Channel movies, and you can get that on DVD now on Amazon. And a lot of my other films are like on Netflix.
Awesome. Name a Netflix movie so our viewers can watch one.
You can. I believe right now you can get Man Overboard, or another epic comedy I directed was called Wild Roomies too. And you can Google them, and I think they'll probably come up too.
And tell me how it was working with Steven Spielberg.
He's a master filmmaker too. And I loved working with Toby, and both of them, it was such a joy because they really understood how to work with children. They're very patient, and they made it feel like. See, okay, so for those of you that know, so that was pretty much the icing on the cake. So for those of you that know this, so if you look for Poltergeist, it's directed by Tobe Hooper. But everybody was like, wait a minute, Tobe Hooper did Poltergeist? Because Tobe Hooper did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so there was a lot of talk about that, because during that time the
film directors were on strike. So Steven Spielberg was supposedly on strike. But he's the one that directed it, and Tobe Hooper gets the credit for that. But Oliver Robbins just basically confirmed that it was Spielberg. But then he quickly goes over to Tobe Hooper, because I don't think he was supposed to say that. So let me see. Poltergeist. If you go to Poltergeist and you Google it, a director, Tobe Hooper. Story by Steven Spielberg. But Steven Spielberg was there directing it. So.
Like a game, and they made it a very fun environment to actually work on this production.
My friend wanted to know, the biggest part that tormented her of that movie was the tree and your braces.
Yes, I think those tap into everyone's childhood fear. You know, the tree scene took around 3 weeks to do. They were all practical effects. They had no CGI at all at that time. And you had multiple trees. You had like 4 or 5 different trees. One that looked tall, one that was like eating me, one with the arms. And it was so tedious. I mean, it took 2 weeks to do. They had a stunt coordinator that said, we're going to shoot sugar glass at your face, cover up. And as a kid, I just loved it because it was just like summer camp for me too. It was never like painful or anything. And it was just Tobe, really, you know, Tobe Hooper doesn't say a lot when he's directing, but when he does say, you really have to listen because it's critical in terms of what you're supposed to learn in terms of performance. And he was just a great director to work with, especially as a kid. His level of patience, and it was just.
I think this is before he actually, before Tobe died.
And we traded shirts. I gave him a vegan zombie shirt, and here, you want to hold that up?
And we have a Bluto's pool construction company.
That's from Poltergeist.
Movie, this was the name of the guy who owned the construction company that was putting the pool in the backyard, which ended up having the bodies in it. But you really have to know the movie so well to know it was Bluto. And here it is.
And it's all mine. Ah!
And please enjoy. And I love cooking. I love to cook.
Oh, I gave him a cookbook. He actually cooked some stuff and posted it on his Facebook.
I like to, I don't know anything about cooking vegetarian, but I want to learn. So I think I'm going to have to look up your site and start doing recipes because my goal is this year to be very healthy. And I love to cook. I love to be creative in the kitchen. So it'd be wonderful to use, vegetarian ingredients.
Well, you know what? Do you have like a face?
Anyway, we'll go back to here. So I gave him a cookbook and he actually cooked from that. And, he followed through with it because he I think it was like a month or two later, but he sent me a picture and he cooked something from my cookbook. So that was really cool. What do we got? So, are you used to hearing your own voice? I am, and I hate it. Let's see. Trying to go back and look at some of these questions here. I look exactly. Well, let's find out exactly when this was. This was April 2015. So this was almost 5 years ago. Oh wow! And this was on this channel, not the Vegan Zombie channel. Got decent views for being on this channel too. Marmaduke has a retracted message. I'm always wondering when those messages are retracted. What did they say? What did they say? I'm going to wonder all night. Okay. Yeah, the Carol Ann died when she was, I think, 12. The girl from Poltergeist. Pneumonia, I believe it was. Were there any celebs that I met that weren't nice or bad person? Yeah, there's a lot of those. There was one, I won't say his name, but he was not nice. And my friend was like really like excited to see him and asked him a couple questions and said something, what he was doing and stuff. And he basically ignored everything he said and was basically like, well, this is what I'm doing. And this, but then we were asked to go out to dinner with them. And that was only because his wife really loved us. And, she's really cool and I still follow her today. But yeah, he was not nice. And it was real put off. And there was a, it's usually at these Scaricons too. most of them are really nice and really cool. I remember Skeet Ulrich was not nice. He was with Matthew Lillard. You know, they're the two from Scream. And I remember someone went up to him and wanted, like, she loved Scream. It was her favorite movie, and she went up there. I'm allowed to tell these stories, right? Yeah. And she wanted something like a Scream mask signed from him, and she bought this big VIP package to be able to meet them. And there was a line, and she went up to him, and she's like, "Can you please sign this? Like, I love you." And basically he was like, and he kind of just like turned around, and his like agent was like, "No, you need to get it. You know, you need to pay for him to do that." And Matthew Lillard was right there, and he looked over and he saw that, and he was like, "Come here, I'll sign it for you." And he signed it for her. And everything, so that just goes to show, you know, that's one of the things. There was somebody else too. Who was it? Oh, okay, yeah. John Russo, the other guy from Night of the Living Dead, that co-wrote Night of the Living Dead with George Romero. You know, I meet him, like, I've talked to him like every year, and I got like an interview with him. Well, the one where you saw with you know, the Rob Zombie guys and Sid and everybody, he was there, and he's the first one we went to talk to. And I was with Craig, and Craig doesn't really know much about horror, and he just asked him some basic questions, and the guy, he just got so offended. He's like, "Well, what do you think?" and blah blah blah, and it just got really weird and awkward. And it was just basically like, dude, whatever. Like, I just walked away. I just don't want anybody that I really look up to ever do that to me, because I would be like, you know, like when I met Dee Wallace, I was, if that happened with her, like, I would have like been crushed. But she was so nice. She was awesome. Do you guys want to see that video when I met Dee Wallace? So anyways, you guys know E.T. is my favorite movie of all time. Some of you guys have probably already seen this, but Vegan Zombie. I'm just gonna see if this comes up. Oh, are we still over here? We're not even on. Okay, sorry. I should have been on that. Dee Wallace.
Try the new Nashville Hot Brisket.
Okay, I'll try to fast forward to that part. Oh, John's in this one too. He tries to do this. Here, let me just go back over real quick. Bam. So we have vegan tacos. He ate the whole line.
It's good.
Here's John trying to balance on a chair. And here he is trying to do a handstand. I don't know what he was trying. I didn't quite catch him falling, but I have the remnants of what happened. Then we followed Chewbacca into the convention. He was like 12 feet tall. We saw R2, some John. Okay, so we're ending ScareCon, and it was a pretty fun time. We packed up our booth, and I have one more stop. Here it is, Dee Wallace. Okay, you guys all know that E.T. is my favorite movie ever. She was there for 3 days. For 3 days, I was like too afraid to go up and talk to her. Now, this is back in 2014, so this is when I was really not good in front of the camera. I was really shy and insecure in front of the camera, so I sound so awkward and cringy, and I can't even barely watch this, but we're going to watch it real quick anyway. Don't judge me, because I was not comfortable in front of the camera at all, and I got to meet Dee Wallace, but let's just watch that real quick. Hey guys, so I'm here at ScareCon, and guess what? E.T. is one of my favorite movies, and I just met Dee Wallace.
I'm here!
So I'm really stoked right now, and I mean, my day can't get any better, so.
Oh, shucks.
So tell them to subscribe.
You better! Subscribe!
Yes. So see you guys in the next vlog. Okay, so awkward. I could have done so many other things than that, but that's what happened. And she was super nice. But yeah, there are some, it's really off-putting too when you meet somebody and you're a fan and then they're not nice to you. Yeah, so that's why you got to be careful of that kind of situation. Anyway, Marmaduke, the best TV mom. Yep, we talked about that. I did miss Scaricon this year, but they didn't have it here. They, I think they did it in Rochester, which like they've been doing it here all these years, and then they moved it. So that D. Wallace was September 2014. So a good 5 years ago. I was not awesome in that. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, tell them to subscribe. Like, I didn't know what to say. Like, I mean, if you put me back there now, I would have like asked her all kinds of crazy fun things, but oh, I was awkward. I feel like I was awkward. I didn't know what to say. Oh my God. So, but that same night, I also met somebody else from ET, which was basically didn't say a freaking word to me. But that's okay. Whatever. It was C. Thomas Howell. And I don't have a video of that, but I do have a picture of it. And yeah, I basically, got a picture with him, and he just like posed real quick and then walked away. So, yeah, C. Thomas Howell. He was in E.T., one of his first movies ever. He was Elliot's older brother's friend. They were on the bicycles, BMX. I was starstruck, and again, so I don't think I've ever been starstruck talking to any celebrity that I've ever met, and but I was there because E.T. was like so, like, I explained this in my video, but E.T. is more than a movie to me. It's a feeling, it's a moment of nostalgia, it's something very special to me. So E.T. is more than just like, oh, it's my favorite movie. It's so much more than that. And knowing that and seeing it and having those memories, I put myself in Elliot's position. So I was growing up in there, and like very much like Marmaduke said earlier, like I felt like she was my TV mom, like my movie mom growing up. So when I met her, I was like, this means so much. Like I can't believe it. Like this is crazy. I'm almost like, reserved to meet anybody from the movie E.T., although I really want to, just because like I wouldn't want any of those memories ruined. I mean, it was perfect to meet Dee Wallace and how nice she was. And the funny thing is because my younger brother, he saw E.T. With me when it came out, so like he was there. That memory that I have, he was there, and I immediately texted him and I said, look who I just met. I just got this signed. It was that picture up there. It says, to Chris, be good. And because for those of you who don't know, she's in like a ton of horror movies, and she had pictures of all of her horror movies, and she goes, okay, so I had to pay for that, I had to buy it, but like I was okay. Like, I didn't want to go up to every celebrity there and buy all their stuff, so I was just like, whatever. Actually, to be honest, she's the only one I ever bought one from. And then last year I bought one from Greg Nicotero. But with her, like, I looked at all the pictures that she's in, and I knew, I go, boom, I want that one right there, E.T. And she signed it for me, and I sent that picture to my brother, and he asked if I could get one for him, but he wanted it for his wife. So there's another picture where she writes it out to his wife, and I was like, I can't believe this. So anyway, long story short, well, no, long story still long. The next day, my brother messages me because he's in the military and he's on his way to wherever he was going. So he was at the airport, and he's like, guess who I'm sitting next to at the airport? Dee Wallace. I'm like, dude, talk to her and tell her that I just met her yesterday. Like that, like you have a better opportunity than me. You could probably get a picture with her like outside of this whole celebrity thing. And he's like, nah, she's on the phone. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. But anyways, so my brother got to see her the very next day, which is awesome. What was I even saying here? Yeah, I didn't seem starstruck, but I really was there because she asked me. She said, she was very nice right off the bat. And she said, hey, if you see anything you like, just let me know. And if you have any questions, I'll answer any questions. Like I'll answer. I worked with Steven Spielberg, so like, because he's the big guy. And You know, E.T. is one of the biggest grossing movies of all time. So I'm like, oh, great, you know, like, because I love making movies, and E.T. is my favorite movie, and I got a million questions for you. And I'm thinking of myself, I'm like, well, my first question is, my mind is blank. I don't have any questions. I did not know what to say. So she signed that for me, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, come on, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. You got to ask her something, ask her something. I'm like, could I get a video of you? And she's like, oh, sure. And she got a picture with me, and she got a video with me, and she was really nice. You love to see Thomas Howell in The Hitcher. He was also Ponyboy in Outsiders, so that was cool. What else? No, actually, I think she liked doing the questions because when they're sitting there all day, like, not everybody is swarming them. And there wasn't anybody really, like, around. There was one little kid there before I went there. And I'm thinking to myself, if this little kid can ask questions, like, I can go ask questions because, like, I was this little kid's age when I first saw E.T., you know? So I think that they, you know, like, for me, like, when I go to places like that, I like when people come up and talk. And I'm sure, like, a lot of these people that go to these conventions, like the celebrities and stuff, I think that they enjoy it too when people come up and talk to them rather than just sitting there and nobody talking, you know, so. Yeah, she was also in Cujo, and she was in one of the Rob Zombie Halloween and Lords of Salem. She's in a lot of movies. What is the worst horror film that I've seen? Oh, man. You know, the remake of The Hills Had Eyes, they did so many things that I was just like, don't do that. Like, what are you doing? Like, it made me so, like, mad. Like, there's a scene where somebody chasing the kid, and he's got a gun, and he's just running, going bang, 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 bang. And then when he finally decides to stop, aim the gun, he's out of bullets. It's like, why didn't you do that? And why didn't you turn around with a full gun and look and boom, and you would have been fine? But no, you're like, these are the kind of things. So that really was one of them. But there's a lot of them that I'm just like, why? What was it? I can't believe this. Or movies that are like, man, I'm all over the place here. I'm looking at myself in the camera. I'm just going crazy. I'm going to just sit here and be proper. Okay. So, like I think I was talking about not, and this isn't one of my worst movies, but I was just thinking, like, a movie, for example, was Hereditary, where I thought it was amazing. I thought it was scary, and I thought it was well written all the way up until the end, and I felt like they just had this movie, but they never had an end to it, and they, like, had to write an ending in 10 minutes, and I'm like, well, that kind of, you just ruined the whole movie. Like, I thought it was really good up until then. And there was another movie that I just watched on Netflix that I thought the same thing. And I'm not going to give anything away, but it was Eli. And I thought it was really well done. And a lot of scares in it. It was really good. And the ending just completely sucked, I thought. Sleepaway Camp was your worst ever? I like those cheesy ones. Like those cheesy 80s movies. Oh, yeah, Steve Martin. Then you got to meet Steve Martin. That's cool. Ooh, The Leprechaun. Isn't that the Jennifer Aniston's first movie ever? No, not Leprechaun. It was Troll, wasn't it? Troll? Or was it Leprechaun? I get those two mixed up. No Malone. No, I think it was in the script, Produce. I think it was... they definitely had a budget. Yes, Leah, I did see that. That was a couple years ago, wasn't it? The Geico commercial. that makes fun of horror fans with the chainsaws. It's like, oh, hold on, I'll go by myself. And they're like, you guys stay here by the chainsaws. Like, yeah, and that's what it was like with Eli too. I feel like Marmaduke. I watched Pumpkinhead a couple years ago, and you guys all know my story about Children of the Corn. I have seen Wrong Turn. I've seen a lot of movies that I don't remember all of them. Like, I remember I did see Wrong Turn, but I'm trying to remember. And then, of course, then you got like movies like Deliverance. I feel like everybody's like already done with Halloween because Halloween is on a Thursday and everybody had their parties last night, and it's like nobody's going to do one next week because it's November. But like, I feel, see, this is exactly why I tell people, like, you know, I love Halloween time, but I'm not excited for Halloween to come because when it's finally there, then it's over with. So like, I like the weeks leading up to it. Yeah, there's a lot of movies where you're like, why would somebody say that? But all in all, I thought The Grudge was pretty scary. I was watching Creeped Out last night, Netflix. What else did I watch? You know, I had a whole list of Netflix movies that I was going to recommend, but I think it's too late to, you know, put that out because I don't think it would give anybody enough time to watch it before Halloween. And you know how people are, as soon as Halloween's over, boom, it's like, oh, let's start, you know, doing stuff for November, Thanksgiving stuff. Vegan Thanksgiving, that is, but you know. Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Francie. Like, Deliverance will give you that bad, creepy feeling after seeing that. It's like, okay, we're not going to talk about it. We're just going to go home. We could stretch Halloween into November, or we could just stretch October a little bit longer. And let's say the first 2 weeks of November are actually still October. And it's looking so awesome right now. Like, you know, and we don't always get this because, like, fall is really awesome up here in Syracuse, but sometimes winter hits us right away. And it's like it goes from summer, hey, I'm out there mowing my lawn, to like, oh, now I'm shoveling my driveway like 3 days later. This is crazy. And it skips fall. But right now, I got to say, it's looking really, it's nice and fall-y. I can't wait to edit the video that I filmed yesterday, by the way. It's going to be awesome. Well, for me, it's awesome. I like to do videos that I like to see, you know, too. And hopefully other people like to see what I like to see. I don't like making videos that I don't like doing. Although I've done them. But I just like to make the stuff that I like making and put them out there and see if other people like it. But I'm excited about the one that I did yesterday, and you guys will see why. You know what I got to see again? I've already seen it a million times, but I feel like watching Shaun of the Dead. Who likes Shaun of the Dead? Do you guys like Shaun of the Dead? And Leo likes Tucker and Dale versus the Evil. I did see that too. You know what? I saw that was a pretty good movie. Again, the ending was kind of, I would have done it differently, but all in all, I think it was a good video. Where was it? It might have been on Shudder though. It was like summer of '84 or something like that. And it was like an 80s themed movie with like a neighbor that's a serial killer. And the kids, you know, it's like, you know, the kids like from, you know, the age of like a kid from like Stand By Me or Goonies or something like that. So it's straight up my alley. 70 degrees in Michigan. Well, actually, yeah, it's been getting pretty warm here too. But today it was like a nice 62. Let's see what it is right now. We'll see what we got going on right now. It's 57. It was 62 earlier. It's going to be mid 60s all week, so that's good. That's good fall weather. I like to wear just like a hoodie. That's perfect fall weather for me. Oh, you meant Nick Frost. Cool. Produce says, here's an idea to make Thanksgiving pizza, mashed potatoes, corn, stuffing, maybe some tofurkey. That's funny you say that because I did one of those last year. You can find it on my channel. Almost exactly what you just said. And the dough, I made the pizza crust out of the dough that I make the rolls with, like the croissant looking rolls, and it was delicious. Tutti Frutti said, yeah, that's on Shudder, summer of '84. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. I recommend that if you like the movies like I like the E.T. and the Goonies and all that, like watch that. That's pretty cool. What is the movie? I can't think of the name of it. I think it starts, is it like Delirium? No. The movie with Shia LaBeouf, and he gets in trouble and he's got to wear an ankle bracelet, and there's another serial killer like neighbor. What was that one? Isn't it like Delirium or something like that? I forget the name of it. Somebody help me out. So as a straight edge, does that mean you haven't had soft drinks too? No, straight edge doesn't mean not having soft drinks, although I don't have soft drinks, so that's just something I don't drink. I drink the hard drinks like water, smoothie, juice. But yeah, I don't usually, not usually, I never drink like soda or anything. I'll drink water, fresh juice, smoothie, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't drink anything. Maybe once in a while tea. I don't do soft drinks, or I don't do coffee. I don't do alcohol. Stuffed acorn squash, that's funny. I just bought one yesterday, and Craig and I are talking about making, because I have it in my cookbook, and we haven't made it in like 6 or 7 years. Really good recipe, by the way. Well, the thing is we have a vegan Thanksgiving tradition that you're saying vegan zombie Thanksgiving. So we've had a vegan Thanksgiving tradition for the past over 20 years now, and that's part of the that's part of what we kind of like took inspiration from when we started the channel, The Vegan Zombie, was we took some of those meals that we would make every vegan Thanksgiving and we put them on our channel. Like the very first recipe we ever did was our stuffed shells, and that was what we would make. That John would make that every vegan Thanksgiving, and we would all like eat it. It was so good. We'd all eat it up. Disturbia, yes. Thank you, Produce. That's the movie. I thought that was a good movie. I've seen it like a bunch of times. Yeah, the movie Paul was about that alien that was the Nick Frost. Yeah, the drinks that are caffeinated, like I wouldn't eat, like even when I did drink soft drinks way back in the day, long time ago, I wouldn't drink the ones that had caffeine. So I wouldn't drink like Mountain Dew and some root beers. Like I think Barks had caffeine in it. So I knew the ones that didn't have caffeine, and those were the only ones I would drink. And then as time went on, I just cut all soft drinks out of my diet. I know Sprite was caffeine free, and I think Mug Root Beer was caffeine free too. No, I don't do sparkling water either. I just don't care for it. I'd rather have just regular water. I've never, Kayla, I've never tasted a coffee in my life. I've never tasted alcohol and I've never tasted coffee, and I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never done drugs. Yeah. I don't drink flavored seltzer water, but I did when I was a little kid, before I was a vegetarian, before I was vegan. When I was about 9 or 10 or 11, my good friend and I, we used to ride our bikes into town, and we used to get like candy, like fudge and stuff like that, and also like sparkling seltzer water, flavored seltzer water. And that was a long, long, long time ago. The DVD Bubble. Murder mystery. I love murder mysteries. All right, so we're gonna try to help Leah go to sleep. So she's taking a nap, and just gonna listen to. So the rest of the stream, we're gonna be talking about Leah, but it's gonna be all good things. Don't worry, Leah. So the stream is about you now, and you can go to sleep knowing that we're all talking about you. Okay. So the first thing I noticed about Leah when she came into the. No, I'm just kidding. Good night, Mari. Yeah, if anybody has to go, how long have we... Oh, we've been on almost 2 hours plus the other hour from the other stream. Man, I must like doing a lot of talking here. Maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe I should start editing a video or something. Let you guys go back to whatever you're doing on this wonderful Sunday. New Life says, did you originally avoid alcohol because alcoholism runs in the family somewhere? I know of people who avoid it because of family history. No, that has nothing to do with why I avoided it. It's kind of, I'm kind of a weird person. I've always been that way. I kind of have, I don't operate like the normal average person, or like, I don't know, the norms. And I'm the only one like that in my family. So yeah, my family, they all drink. Not like they're not alcoholics, but they will drink. They're not like me. They don't avoid it. But I guess it started when I was little. I was interested in alcohol, like any kid would be interested in something, because I saw my parents drinking it, and I was wondering, like, what is that? What are they drinking? And I wanted some. And I was raised religious. I was raised Catholic, so I had to make my first communion when, I don't know, when you're pretty young. I was pretty young when the average age when you got to make your first communion. So when you make your first communion, when you're a Catholic, for those of you who don't know, you go up and you take the blood of Christ and the body of Christ, which is just like a piece of a wafer bread and then some wine. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to drink some wine today. I'm going to drink some wine. But I was also a complete germaphobe. And when I was in line to go drink the wine, I noticed that the priest would take the wine and drink out of it, and then wipe it off with a little cloth, and then give it to the next person and wipe it off with a little cloth, and do that over and over. And I'm like, I do not want to drink that out of that cup after everybody drank out of it, especially the priest. This is my little kid voice saying this. And so I didn't want it. I passed. I did not want it. I took the wafer instead, and I ate that. And I did not want that. So I didn't try alcohol. And then a few years later, whatever, when I was in 6th or 7th grade, I was in health class, and the teacher, put on some slides on the board, on the projector, and we learned about a good liver, and then a liver, cirrhosis of the liver, excess alcohol, as well as like good healthy lungs, and lungs that have been like abused from like smoking cigarettes, lung cancer. And when I saw those, like, it grossed me out so bad. I mean, just looking at healthy lungs is pretty gross, but seeing what healthy ones and like the cirrhosis looked like to me, in my brain, like I understand that like you need to drink a lot of alcohol to get cirrhosis of the liver, but in my brain I'm like, well, if that's what that does to you, then I don't want any of it. I don't want, because I was like not only a germ freak, I was like a health freak. Like I don't want lung cancer. I don't want stroke. I mean, who does? Nobody does. But like, I understand the things that kind of led to that. And I'm like, I never want to drink. And then shortly after that, so I never smoked cigarette or anything either. But shortly after that, I learned of the term straight edge. And once I heard what straight edge was, which if you guys don't know what straight edge is, just living a life free of, putting any kind of poisons in your body like alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. So when I heard that term, I was like, that's me. That's me. I'm straight edge. And I held on to that from like the time I was like 13 or 14 years old all the way till present day. And so, yeah, I mean, that's, and I don't judge other people. I don't really care what other people do as long as it's not affecting me. Like, I don't want somebody smoking in front of me. Like, I don't want to breathe their secondhand smoke. But I'm not going to, like, I don't really know many people that are like me. So, like, what I'm saying is most of my friends drink. My whole family drinks. And again, they're not alcoholics, but like at a get together, at a party or at a holiday, they'll drink. And I'm the only one that doesn't. So, and they're my family. I don't like, there's some people that won't hang out with other people that do just because, but I'm not like that at all. So I just want to make that clear. Like, I don't care what other people do with their body. And the only time I care is when it's like compromising, like, when they're eating animals and stuff like that. I want to do whatever I can to help people go vegan. But as far as like drugs, alcohol like that, I don't care. So yeah, that's the long story of how I decided that I never wanted to drink. And also the other thing that really helped me out, because it is, I did this at such an early age. I decided at such an early age that I was never going to do this, was peer pressure. So peer pressure is just something that it's never bothered me. I'm the kind of person that like, yeah, I was picked on, I was bullied, but it didn't bother me. Like being made fun of because I don't drink or something, like it didn't bother me. Like, yeah, it's always uncomfortable getting picked on, but like peer pressure didn't make me want to do something that I didn't want to do like it did, a lot of my friends and stuff like that. So, there was times when the friends I hung out with, like their entire summer vacation, their goal was to get me drunk, and however they could try to trick me into drinking. And I was like, no, it's not happening. And I won. So anyway, do I take painkiller meds if needed? No. I don't. I stopped taking all medicine like painkillers and stuff like that when I was 14 years old. When I was 14 years old, I went vegetarian. Before that, I was kind of like I said, like when I was 14, like if you guys listen to the beginning of the stream, that I learned to cook and all that, like I was very stubborn and wanted to do things myself. Before that, like when I was growing up, like, yeah, I was a little kid and like I had to listen to my parents, and my mom would give me aspirin or Tylenol or something, like if I had like a bad headache, which it happened quite often. I never got a headache after I went vegetarian. So I've never had a headache again since I did two things. I went vegetarian and I stopped taking medicine. And that was 30 years ago. And I have not had a headache since. And I rarely get sick, but when I do get sick, I don't get headaches. So knock on wood, because I like that I don't get headaches, because they were awful when I used to have them. And it's probably different for everybody, but it never felt like any pain medicine did anything like to alleviate that. But no, I don't take any medicine. I remember back in February of 2011 was when I had my back surgery. So obviously they put me out to do the surgery. But when I woke up, they wanted me to take a pill. And I'm like, I'm not taking the pill. And they're like, well, when this wears off, you're going to wish you had this pill because you're going to be in pain. I'm like, I've been in pain for 2 years. I'm not going to take the pill. And they wouldn't let me leave until I said that I would at least go to the pharmacy and get the prescription. So I'm like, all right, I'll get the prescription for the pills, and if I absolutely need them, then I'll take them, but I'm not going to take them. And I went and I got them, and I think they're still in some drawer over there, but I never took them. So no, I have not taken any kind of painkiller or any kind of medicine, like anything like that, in 30 years. Yeah. What else? What else? Did I listen to Minor Threat, Ian MacKaye, and Vegan, and Straight Edge? Not really. I listened to Fugazi with Ian MacKaye. I never really listened to Minor Threat. Ian MacKaye was the guy that coined Straight Edge back in the 80s. But I actually heard the term straight edge before I knew where it came from and before I knew it was from hardcore. I did grow up here in Syracuse, New York, and Syracuse, New York is ironically like a huge place for vegan straight edge to come from, because you have bands like Earth Crisis that are from here, and they are like big on straight edge and veganism and teaching people about, you know, being vegan and being straight edge. So a lot of that was around here. And then after I went straight edge when I didn't know anybody. Well, I adopted the term. I merely adopted it. I was born in darkness. You merely adopted it. Anyway, I adopted the straight edge term after I heard it, but it was before I heard about the straight edge and hardcore scene. So I actually went vegetarian and straight edge well before I heard or met anybody in like the hardcore scene, which was going around shortly after I got into that lifestyle. Let's see, what else did I miss here? What do I think caused the headaches that veganism stopped? I don't know for sure. I might never know, but I do know that meat is filled with hormones. It's filled with antibiotics and different things, because animals, we all know this, to prevent like the spread of disease and stuff. They're just filled with antibiotics and different medicines, but they also have like hormones and stuff in there too, and that could have screwed with my body. And honestly, that's what I think it was. Because, it wasn't like I was taking medicine every day. So it could have been a mixture of both, or it could have been one or the other. I really think it was the meat. Once I took the meat out of my system, I stopped having headaches and stuff. And then later on, once I took like dairy out and I became a vegan, I think that just solidified. I don't know. I can't even like articulate it. I like literally never get. Okay, so I remember the last time I get sick maybe once every. It seems like a year and a half to 2 years. I'm never sick, and I probably should knock on wood again, because every time I say stuff like that. But the last time I was sick was Christmas morning of last year, and I remember that because I made breakfast for everybody and I didn't eat. I didn't eat the whole day, and I was only sick for a day. So the next day I was fine. And when I got sick, I basically had the cold chills, and I just felt dizzy, and I didn't feel like eating anything. And that was it. So I don't think it was the dairy, because when I went vegetarian, I still ate a lot of dairy for the next 4 years. I went vegetarian in 1990, and then I went vegan in 94. And if times were different then, because remember, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have all the YouTube and the Google and all that back then. So if times were different, I probably would have went vegan a lot sooner, but I had to like learn all this on my own without any outside influence like we have today. So is it easier to have my hair down? Well, no, it was always easy to have my hair down. Like I don't know. It's just, it's a little bit harder to pull it back though. Like if I'm making food or something, I want to pull it back. It's not as easy to wrap it up. Tom Hardy was so good in that movie. Oh, You're a big guy. For you. I love that. I love that. For you. Do you feel in charge? I can't do it. You need like a Film Riot did it. You just get you get a big cup and you're like, and then there's like a weird echo in it, and you can talk like Bane. Gomez, you're probably right. It probably was the eggs and the dairy and the hormones and stuff. But when I first went, I was still eating the eggs and the dairy though when I went vegetarian. So like after the fact, yeah. Did I eat a lot of animal flesh? Didn't say you didn't even like. You know what? Yeah. I didn't. I didn't really eat too much. There's certain things I would eat and certain things I wouldn't eat. I was brought up, obviously not vegan, but I was that kid that every time I can remember that ever having steak or pork chops, or I just gross even saying that, I was the one that would be like chewing, and when my parents weren't looking, spit it in the napkin. And I don't do that as a vegan with any of my vegan food, but eating meat, I did that almost every single time. I hated fish. I don't think I ever had like real, like it was just like fish sticks or like fish patties or just gross even talking about it. Hot dogs. I didn't really like hot dogs. I like things like grilled cheeses and even chicken nuggets, you think, like you'd always get like that chewy part in there, and like, oh, it was just disgusting. And I'm thinking right now, like, vegan food is just so much better because I don't remember like spitting any vegan food out that I was eating, the mock foods or anything. It's good. You don't have to worry. It's coming from plants, not from like some 1,000 different animals mixed together, So yeah, I never really liked meat. I'm trying to think, and there's no meat that I can remember liking. Do I take supplements? I didn't take supplements for the first 23 years of 25 years I've been vegan. I started taking supplements about a year ago, and that's only just because I wanted to see if it does anything different, and I wanted, lower levels of vitamin D, especially where I live, is very common. Doesn't matter if you're vegan, it's common for everybody up here, getting low amounts of sunlight. So I take Herbaland gummies because it's got like it's a B. I never had a problem with my B12, by the way, but it's a B12 supplement. B12 is a water-soluble supplement, so if you end up getting too much of it, you're just going to like urinate it out. But yeah, the gummy Herbaland, they're good, and it's got a D3 B12 vitamin, which is, I take one of those maybe once or twice a week now. $19.90, you just started. Well, now I know that I'm a lot older than you. No, I don't think Tom Hardy needed that. But he did use some kind of voice thing when he did it. They might not have done a voice thing when he did it, but they did it in post-production. Well, that's pretty smart, Mel. Yeah, if something like that runs in a family, it's good to stay away from it. But just because it runs in a family doesn't mean you guys got to like continue it, I don't think that doing something in life would affect the DNA after the fact of being born. I want to see this awesome town marina. You know what? I've also never had any kind of energy drink or anything. Somebody wanted me to have Red Bull when it came out, and they're like, "Oh, you can have Red Bull. It's vegan." And I looked at it, and it had caffeine, and I was like, "Oh, no, thanks." Produce. Yeah, I feel the same way, Produce. Don't people find it weird they have to actually cook the flesh or they'll get sick? Yeah. Yeah. Do I have a trip planned to San Diego? I hope so. I want to go to San Diego, go to Donna Jean and Plant Power again soon. And Bar Kindred, the never ending story. And see Gamork. No, but I'll probably be in, I do want to go to LA. And usually when I go to LA, well, not usually, but sometimes I head down to San Diego when I'm there. We got some side conversations going on between people in Russia and Sweden. You're moving to Canada? That's close to me. I'm like an hour from Canada. But then again, Canada's huge. Purple Mint? Oh, is Purple Mint like a new restaurant there, or maybe just one I had never heard of? Yeah, I never, like, when they talk about like chicken and stuff and the contamination that gets everywhere when you're cooking it and stuff, it's like, you're gonna eat that? Like, all that contamination, like, but you're gonna eat it. Good luck. How many inches total did you chop off? Well, I was going for 8, but it was well over a foot. It was a little bit over 12 inches. I think we caught up with all the questions here. You guys liking this live stream, or... I never know. Like, I usually have something to talk about, and then it's like, okay, I'm done. I don't know what else to say. Spinach or kale? I'd like to get more kale, but spinach is more palatable usually for me. I like spinach, but kale's good too if you massage it enough and you put the right flavors in it. Rihanna says, Rhiannon, you've been such an amazing source of info for my family. We just hit 2 years vegan and loving it more and more. Thank you. Purple Mint is an Asian restaurant in Mission Valley. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and congrats on 2 years vegan. That's awesome. Fabigoo, bye. Have a great zombie-free night, hopefully. I'm glad you guys are loving the streams. We got 63 people watching right now. I don't even know what to name this stream because honestly, we've talked about so many things. We've talked about Rob Zombie movies, about meeting horror celebrities and veganism and all kinds of stuff. Why I'm straight edge. What are my thoughts on age gap relationships? Well, I guess if everything's legal, then I don't see a difference in age. I mean, I'm in my 40s and I feel like I did when I was 20. I thought when I was 20 that being 40 would be like, oh, I'd be such an old man and stuff. But here I am, and I don't think age really means anything once you're at the right age. You know, I mean, obviously I'm not 5 years old, but yeah, I mean, if two consenting people are fine and there's a 20-year difference, so be it. I don't think Marina and Marmaduke have ever met. Hey, you two, did you guys know each other before we did these live, or did you meet each other through like the live streams that we've been doing? I met Marmaduke and we started through here last year when we were doing the Kickstarter, and we found that we both have the same favorite movie of all time, which is E.T. And we were talking about that, and also Stand By Me. Vegan deterioration. Vegan deterioration. How does that, what did they like have a bad flux capacitor when they were going through time and they just deteriorated? I don't know how that even happens. It sounds ridiculous. Yes, they met through my stream. I've done something good. I've joined friends together. Friends for life. And we're kind of friends when you're not talking amongst each other and you're actually talking to me, which is very rare because you're usually just having side conversations. But no, I'm kidding. I remember I was streaming on Twitch one night, and I think Marina and Linda were the only two listening to my whatever I was talking about. But thanks for being there. Oh, you're twins. Okay. I think that's a lie. 20-minute nap. Did you dream about the live stream? Did you have any scary dreams? Did you dream about zombies? Yeah, so far that I know of, there's like four videos out there about anti-vegans doing a video about me, about how, you know, like things we already know, like about how I'm like, I look like I'm 50 years old, and like I look like I'm deteriorating, and I look very sick, and there's no way that I could be vegan as long as I am, that I definitely am cheating, and all these things. Like, you know, somebody even said that I was on steroids, and it's like, okay, well, I guess you don't know me then. Well, it's 5:30 out here on the East Coast on a Sunday, October fall night. It's getting dark out. I have some really fun videos to edit because I need to post one for tomorrow. We're gonna meet on that movie location someday. I look like I'm in my early 30s. That's what somebody else said about me. They're like, this guy, I feel so bad for him. He is prematurely aged. He looks like he's at least in his early 30s. And it's like, hello, I'm in my 40s. Thank you. Oh, I meant 50. You look like you're 50. It's like, that's the mentality of these carnists. Oh, Marmaduke, you're leaving. I can't tell. I don't know who's leaving. If you're leaving, thank you for watching the stream. I'll probably be leaving in a second too. Pinky swear. Get back on Twitch. I'll do Twitch again now that we got this all, I think, maybe fixed a little bit. I'm surprised my battery hasn't died again. I did change it in between. But we've been on this for what, 2 hours, so it might die any minute here. I only know about these anti-vegan videos when you mention them. That's all right. I mean, I understand that. And they're not so much for you guys. They're for other people that aren't vegan. And to tell you my reasoning behind it is, a lot of the people, I've only said one person's name. And the other ones, I never even shouted out their name. But with those people that are getting views like that, making videos about me that are so inaccurate, I felt that it was in my right, and also I should do a video showing people that are on the fence. So let's just say there's somebody out there that's thinking about going vegan but doesn't really know too much about it, and then one of these videos come up and say, like, you can't be vegan long term, your health is going to deteriorate, and they try to make a case where, like, I'm so unhealthy. And so now I want to make a video to show these people, look, these people have been a carnist now for what, 1-2 years, and they're telling you everything that they believe is to be true, where here I am, I don't need to like tell you what I believe to be true. I'm showing you that I've been vegan. Here I am, I've already done it. I've done the work for you. I've been vegan for a quarter of a century, and here I am. Here's my blood work, here's my results. Like, you tell me. Are you going to believe me, or are you going to believe somebody that is going to get you like in trouble as far as like you're not going to be healthy if you eat the way that they are saying? So yeah, I just want to have something out there to combat what they're saying. So if somebody looks at their video, they can come over and they can see my video as well, you know? Yeah, and that's the thing that they're doing. They're very dishonest, because like they find any kind of fault whatsoever. Like, you know, I might have gotten no sleep in the last 3 days and have bags under my eyes, and you know what? They say, oh, I am so unhealthy because I'm a vegan, because I have bags under my eye. When in reality, I got like 3 hours of sleep in the last 3 days because I've been traveling. That's the best compliment ever. Deneen thought I was in my 20s when they first started watching my videos. I've never Twitched. Good app, worth it. Yeah, if you want to, like, for me, for Twitch, like, I'll go on there and I'll usually have like a game up, like usually World of Warcraft, and then it's just basically like a hangout. Like, you don't really even have to like any of the games. It's just a hangout like this is right now. And we just talk about whatever. You ask questions and I hang out with you and answer questions or whatever. But if you do go to Twitch, you can follow me. And I am the Vegan Zombie without an E. There's no E at the end of my name because somebody took my name. So I'm just a zombie. Zombie. Bite my buns? Are they vegan? Are they vegan like hamburger buns or hot dog buns or what? Are they gluten-free too? That's what, you know, you always got to find out all these things. You know, so that's we all hear this so much. You ask somebody like, oh, are these vegan? They're gluten-free. And it's like, I don't care. I'm asking if they're vegan and not gluten-free. But we get that a lot, don't we? You thought I was 12 when I was 12 when I first started. That's for sure. You're going to bed at midnight for the first time in like a decade. Well, it's not only a gaming app, but a lot of people do play games, but you can do basically anything and you're just there hanging out with the people. So most people watch it because they want to watch whoever they're watching. They want to hang out and, you know, you have like a chat like what's going on right here. I've just been doing a lot here on my second channel on YouTube. I've noticed that when I do it, I lose subscribers, so I try not to do it on the main channel for whatever reason. I don't know why that happens. So that's why I only do like 1 or 2 per month on the main channel. And then this channel, I don't care. I've been losing subscribers on this channel constantly. I don't care anymore. I just do my live streams on this channel. Zombie with an I. Basically, there's no E at the end. So, there we go. Pretzilla. Pretzilla's good. I like Pretzilla. I'm not on Farolina. Gluten's always better anyway. If you can tolerate gluten, then go for gluten. I'm always like, is that gluten free? And they're like, no, it's got gluten. I'm like, give me it all, because I want it for free. Marina's husband is watching. Hey, how's it going? Your wife is really cool. Marina. Are you guys now in your husband's hometown? You took the train all the way there? That must have been fun. Everybody say hi to Marina's husband. No, it's Marina's husband. I don't think I said it right, but... Is there any wet vegan dog food? Yes. As far as I know, I think... I know that Natural Balance has wet dog food, and so does Nature's Recipe, and I think I have a video where my brother tries it. Yep. Vegan dog food. He almost throws up, but he tries it. We should find that video sometime. Next time I'm gonna, I said this last time, but I will get a folder together of a bunch of videos that I want to show you guys, a live stream, and we'll just go through it. I'll minimize my little icon over here so you can see me in the corner, and vegan zombies in the corner, and then we'll talk about old videos. I'll narrate them. Was that okay when I did that today? I didn't want to play them for too long, but there's a lot. I've done over 1,000 videos since I started the channel, so there's a lot of videos out there. How did my brother like it? We'll watch that video. He almost throws up. See, our taste buds are thousands of times better than dogs, but their sense of smell is thousands of times better than ours. So that's why they can eat whatever, even if it's not good to us. Well, I don't know. I caught up with the questions. We had a good run this time. So I think I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna get some food and then probably start editing my video. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, and I'll be uploading another video for you guys. Hope you guys like it, and if you guys haven't checked it out already, please go check out my last video. I cut off 5 years of my hair to make this video, so go check that out, and share it if you could. Give it a thumbs up. Have a good night. Most of all, watch out for zombies. Have a good October. And I'll see you guys soon.